All right, so since this engine ran out of oil and the main bearings are probably screwed up, I didn't want to focus on the top end of the motor and taking the head off. I just wanted to flip it over and see the damage. See the damage that's done to the crank. That way I can determine if it's, just how bad this thing is. So I've got the oil pan. Got the oil pan off, and next I'm going to go around and separate. I don't know if you call that an oil pan or like a crankcase. Yeah, crankcase or whatever. Anyway, what's all this stuff look like? There's a dipstick tube. All right, to get this pan off, looks like I had to remove this tube. Looks like the turbo oil drain back tube. The gaskets were in really great condition. They were still rubbery. And these grommets here, our O-rings, are still pliable, in good condition. It looks like I'm also going to have to knock out this dipstick tube. And here we go. There is a little oil pan bolt right back there. Anyway, to get that out, it looked like this was attached to the oil pan, but it's not. So I can just take it out. Take it off here. There's a couple of bolts. And then I can get the dipstick out. Oh, it just popped off. All right. Now that I've got this off, let's go put this with the parts. Damn it, sorry for the horrible recording. Aha! Now I can access that little MFer. Alright, I've got the oil pan off. That's probably the most difficult oil pan I've ever removed. I'm used to working on, old school muscle V8s, and those just kind of come off. Banged out this dipstick tube. Yeah, that. All right, got this bearing open, and that's weird. There's a little wear there, but I don't see any damage on the bearing. So it's got to be somewhere. Could be the rods. I'll check the rest of the bearings. There was definitely metal in the oil pan. Could be from the cylinder walls, I don't know. Actually, I still see the cross hatching in that cylinder wall. Anyway, I'm going to go through the rest of these. Alright, so I've looked under all of these, at these crank bearings. This one you can see there's a little bit of wear. There's some streaks there, so that shouldn't be there. The crank is fine though. It's not, that's not engine failure. Look at this next one. Okay, again, there's a little wear right there. But again, that is not metal shavings in the oil pan. I've already looked at that one. There was nothing on that. Okay, I mean, I see some wear there, but there's not metal shavings. But, so I started to look at the connecting rods, and look at that right there. That's a little piece of, that is like a metal shaving or something wedged in there. I bet I'm going to see something under this connecting rod. All right, so I've got this. Look at that right there. Let's see if I can, let me turn off the light, see if that helps. Okay, yeah. Look at that, all those metal shavings packed up in there on the side of the connecting rod. Yeah, there's our problem. Okay, my bad. The bearing is not on the cap here. The bearing came off. I think the bearing is seized onto that connecting rod. Yeah, there's the problem. It's the connecting rods. All right, I'm going to see if I can get this off of here, and then I'll record again in a second. The bearing, the cap is off. The bearing's stuck on there. I think it's about to come off here. Oh yeah, that metal just fell down in the engine. This thing's going to have to come apart completely. This is definitely on here. Let me try to get at it from the other side. There it goes. There it is. Boom. There's the failure. Connecting rods. There's the bearing material. Yep. There it is right there. Anyway, it's all over the place. And yeah, there's the problem. That's why the engine failed. So I'm sure I'm going to see that under the other connecting rods. So bam, that's why the engine failed.